website. There is much more going on than meets the eye. The adventure begins here.
Cool.
And that's how trades are done on CS Money. With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.
Alright everyone, hello, welcome back to the broadcast. It is of course our very first matchup here, our very first best of 3 to be exact. It is Prosto going up against the likes of Nemiga. We're going to be seeing them battling out here things on Dust2. You can see that it's some pretty early fights going on here, and Shoryuken Kinder able to do some serious work with that USP of his. Already 3 kills going to his name, and there's only a lonesome hit mount surviving there in top mid, and I'm not really sure we can even do anything at this point. It's going to be such a difficult round for Hitmouse to be winning if he wants to even try to attempt it, or he could have just tried giving Kinder there 4 kills, but Hitmouse still going to try to give it his best shot at this scenario. It's obviously not going to be looking too good for him. You can see that not only is he left in 1-on-4, but the bomb is also in the possession here of the the CTs, pardon me. There you go. There's going to be Flyer getting the last kill, and there's the first round here for Prosto. Right, it kind of looks like the Nemiga players would just be interested in pushing down top middle here, but of course they have to face the likes of the Process defensive, which is looking pretty solid, as well as Kenzor. Trying to find some early kills there with the MP9. Can't really say I blame him. It's obviously very nice to be getting those eco frags, especially with the SMGs, as you do get a bit more extra money in your pockets by getting a kill with an SMG. Of course, it's also viable to be using a shotgun around like this. Especially if you say position yourself towards the lower tunnels, as we can definitely use something like an XM or even a Nova, or why not the Maxim. It honestly is a bit of a shame how in nowadays competitive play you barely get to see shotguns. It's been primarily the SMGs. Right here, Def can show us why, and he ends up dying without getting a single kill. This is looking horrible right now for Prosto, as we can see that even Rob was going to be able to find out Kenzor through the smoke of all places. So even though the Prosto players, their main goal was to deter that push from Nemiga, they failed completely without getting a single kill here onto the Belarusians. Well, as well as that one Estonian in the form of Yo. This right here is looking like a pretty good round here from Nemiga. Don't really have to overthink this one too much, I'd say. They got 2 players they have to go up against. Avon missing the shot there, and it kind of looks like Nemiga, they're going to be planting the bomb here in the A bomb site, having themselves some pretty good post plants positions. And even if Prosto want to try to go for the retake, they will have to go up against the likes of Hitmouse, who's holding a pretty tight angle here. So if Kinder or even Ivan do decide to try to go for the retake, going in for CT would be quite the foolish game. It would be making a lot more sense to also have someone coming in for short, but as we can see, the Prosto players don't even consider to try to go for the retake here. All they want to do is just try to save their guns here. And in fact, if they do end up saving the guns, then yeah, this upcoming round, I'm almost certain that we will be able to see a Prosto investment. For sure they'll have the rifles and whatnot. Yeah, actually they will have a pretty decent buy when you think about it, because Ivan, you can okay. Looks like Kinder won't have the best of luck there. This kind of sours things a little bit for Prosto, because if they would have had the 2 rifles being saved, then hell yeah, their investment would be looking solid. But over here, we can see that Flaric will probably go, or Flytich, will have to go with the MP9. The other guys, looks like they can invest. I mean, Kinder will have to go for the M4, no longer his trusty AUG. It looks like the Nemiga players will actually attempt to go for another long push here. I'm not really sure why Flytich is hoping to drive them get some of those kills here with the MP9. It is going to be very difficult here for Prosto, but they're still trying to take the fight, and somehow they're winning them. That's the most crucial part. This is looking horrible right now for Nemiga, as they try to go for a similar setup they did last time, and they just had absolutely destroy here. Kind of looks like Robo and Hitmouse. They'll gonna try to stick together, maybe eventually try to hit this bomb site together. Not sure if that's necessarily the end goal here for the 2 remaining Belarusians, but it would make a lot of sense if you're an Amiga. I guess. You can see them slowly but surely trying to shift their way to the bomb site. They can still find themselves some frags, don't get me wrong. It's just that it's going to be very difficult to actually even try to plant that bomb at the bomb site, because we can see some of the positioning here from the Prosto players is pretty good. In fact, they're anticipating this push to take place here on the A bomb site. Look at how the B site doesn't have a single defender. Prosto, they're playing this one very well right now. Wouldn't be too surprised to see them actually commit here. We can see that Hitmouse slowly but surely shifting his way, and I do believe that's actually Def right behind the bomb site, so the Molotov's gonna force him out. He has to be taking those fights. There's the first kills actually working out here for Prosto. So right about now, Nemiga gonna continue on pushing forward, but there's Hitmouse, the hake of his wild spray, but still lands a kill on Ivan and almost goes for the kill, and he does succeed against Flarich. So well done here by Hitmouse, as you can see that Nemiga, even from a pretty difficult 4-2, they're able to win it and claim themselves the round. And interestingly enough, a pause is being taken place. Not really sure which team has decided to take the timeout, but yeah, I actually do wonder which team has decided to go for it. I can't really say it's going to be a tactical one. Don't really think it's going to be taken that early in the matchup, but who knows? For those of you who don't know, the Prosto guys actually have a new coach, and yeah, we can see that Tech9. I hope I'm saying it correct. It's definitely not, I know that pronunciation is obviously not Tech9. It's something else, but I'm sorry guys, I just don't know. But yeah, it looks like it will be a tactical talent here for Prosto, and I mean, maybe he's trying to give the youngsters some motivation here to actually move on forward, because when you end up losing a round like that, which was very favorable for Prosto to win, it's heartbreaking. I do hope that's not going to be too impactful here for the Prosto, as you can see this is still early days here for the first half, so it shouldn't be of great impact losing a round like this. If it would have been like at the latter stages of the game, for sure that would be heartbreaking for Prosto. You can see that MDS is still gonna burn the flames due to Lollipop most importantly. I guess he definitely doesn't want to be going down to an enemy pistol. So this is looking pretty good right now for the likes of Nemiga. Pretty clean round. You can see Kenzer, not really sure he can find any more kills here with the P250. He will try to give it his best shot, it seems like, and he might just recover the MAC-10 MDS, but that's about it here for Kenzer. It's just looking like another solid round here for Nemiga, as they will be now with 3 rounds on terrorist side in comparison to Prosto's only 2. No, no, no. I can assure you, I am not Lyric. The name's Sardani. I'm not really sure if it's written up on the title screen of this broadcast, but nope. I can assure you, I am not Lyric. What I can assure you, though, is that with Prosto not having this investment, they should be able to pull off a much better defensive than the previous rounds. You can even see that they might just try to challenge Robo here, which is a pretty huge mistake. And Robo, I think it just got stuck there a little bit, and nope. Still gonna be some pretty good trades here for Nemiga, as we can see. They have got themselves a 4-on-3 scenario, which is pretty good right now for the Nemiga players. Oh, would you look at that? Ivan still losing a pretty important kill, and just trades happening all over the map. As we can see, it's all up to Flash to try to get this clutch in, but he actually has one thing favoring for him, and that is, of course, the fact that the Nemiga boys are quite low in HP, and Flash, this is quite aggressive from him. Easy? I know he's just going to be waiting here right behind the smoke, but I think he's going to realize that this won't necessarily be a Nemiga push on the bomb side. In fact, I'm quite surprised to see that Nemiga are taking such a, shall I say, interesting approach in this round. You know, they're down to a 2-on-1, which they should be overwhelmed, even that one CT player, but they want to make sure they're going to stall the timer for as long as possible, and they're not going to be going for a rotate, say, right between the tunnels, the mid area, and probably on the A bomb side. They're going for the long route. They're going back to T-spawn. They're going in for long here, which is still going to be working out here for Nemiga. And Prosto's Flarich, can he actually be visible from CT spawn? Well, now he won't be. In fact, this is going to be quite the interesting round here, because once Flarich realizes the bomb goes down here on the A bomb side, I'm not really sure if Flarich wants to try to go for this one. Will he? Nope, don't think that's the case, but he is making his way towards long. So I guess his main goal is maybe try to get to save that AK-47 of his, and maybe even find some exit frags with it. Though, like I said, it's such a difficult scenario for Flarich to be winning. I don't know why I stumbled on this name like that. But yes, as we can see, this will be another round here from Nemiga in the books. The Prosto guys coming into this now, I mean, it's just going to have to be what seems to be an eco here for Prosto. We can see that some of the guys have got around $3,000, $2,950 for Flarich, but in all honesty, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for Prosto to be making an investment here. You try to go for the eco here, a partial investment would make a lot of sense, because with them having around that $3,000 mark, it would be making a lot of sense to just try to invest in some of those operated pistols and Keller as well, and just roll with it. Because the worst case scenario here for Prosto is that if they end up losing this round, then hey, they will still have a pretty good investment on that 8th round. I seems to be some early aggression here from Prosto. MDS won't find some good timing here, and I honestly, nope, they've got no idea about it. In fact, Robo somehow allows those players to cross. That was very peculiar. I'm not really sure how Robo didn't spot a single Prosto guy there. So right about now, at Prosto getting the initial kill, that is perfect right now for the Academy team, as Nemiga at this point, what they can do is be very careful in their approach. Because Prosto did end up pushing top mid, Nemiga will have no idea about the positioning here of these players, so they want to be very careful. In fact, if they're going to be taking over short control or even tunnels, they're going to have to be very precise in how they want to clear out these angles. Of course, use the grenades, use the Molotovs to your advantage, and you should be able to clear out some of the more uncommon angles here for Prosto, but it does appear like Nemiga just gonna have all 3 of their players push down long. I'm not really sure what their player in tunnel is gonna be doing. Probably try to cut off some sort of rotations here, but that's pretty weird. He finally sees the second guy as well, and right about now it's looking like a pretty good round for Nemiga. They have been able to put themselves in a post-plant scenario in which Robo finds the kill on Yakinder, and Def position here in CT, not the best spot for him to be in, and this is where the tunnels guy, or in fact Lollipop from short, will be able to get the kill. Will he? Should? Does he? Oh, yes, he does get the kill on the remaining player, Def. There seems to be quite an early engagement here towards a long part of the map. I do believe MDS position has been spotted out, and I'm not really sure if he can actually get out of here alive, but there's a decent amount of smokes to actually cover him out of here, and MDS still somehow finds the kill on Flarich, which interestingly will lead to one more kill for Nemiga and almost the second one. But even though there's a lot of action happening here towards long, I didn't even see this push on the bomb site is taking place here on B. The remaining guys of Nemiga will just, yeah, at this point they killed the two defenders there on the B side, so your best bet is actually just try to make your way on the bomb site, plant the bomb, and again just have some good post plant scenario and just win the round on the back of it. Oh, try to go for a bit of a nifty boost here. Lollipop, yeah, you still can't see a single player here because the Prosto guys have decided to save off their weapons, which doesn't make a lot of sense in a scenario like this. Though it would have been even greater for Prosto if they somehow would have kept 3 players alive, which would mean that in this upcoming round they should be able to invest. It's just that with 2 players surviving, I don't really think that's going to be an option here for Prosto. It's simply not going to be looking at a good purchase, so my question is, why has Def decided to take such an interesting angle? Because he's low in HP and hiding right behind those doors, he could very easily wallbang if, so to speak, one of the Nemiga players decided to go for a pre-fire instead of actually peeking. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. I will say this though. After this matchup, oh wait, no, there's 2 best of 3s. So I was planning to maybe study for my exams, but I'd say I'm already studied enough. I should be able to get that exam. Oh, there's Kenzer in a pretty interesting position. Still loses the fight against Lollipop, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see that at this point, as they have been able to kill the mid sniper here, Nemiga, they would just continue on pushing forward towards middle, but they're definitely taking this sweet time before actually making this push happen. Lollipop making sure there's not a flank taking place, but I think you might begin to realize that Yakinder has actually pushed up just a little bit there. Flarich, though. Yeah, he's quite a difficult spot because he wants to help out his teammate Def to look towards middle, but that being said, they have completely abandoned the A side. I wonder where's the Opera, because Prosto definitely had an Opera in this round, and I wonder where he's actually stationed at. As right about now, this is looking like a pretty horrible round here for Prosto. Haven't been able to get a single kill so far, as Flarich is, yep, gonna go down in CT spawn as well. That's Nemiga now, having 7 rounds on the terrorist side. For those who are wondering, this is of course our very first map of the best of 3 series. The first map was the map pick of Nemiga, and the second one will be, most interestingly, the map of Nuke. So I wonder how Prosto will be able to bounce back on their own map pick. But for now, we can see they're definitely struggling here on a map like this too. Uh-oh. Poor Kenzer. Still maybe hoping to try a good angle there on the players who were spraying through the walls, but that was just so difficult for him, as he just able to expose himself, and even somehow he would have been able to hide right behind the smoke or even the doors. And when certain the spray would have just come in there, the wallbang to be exact. That was quite unlucky for him. Though at the same time, I'm not really sure why he decides to go for such a dry peek. I do realize that Prosto need to find some openings here, sure, but he could have very easily asked for one of his buddies to maybe get a flash in, then try to get the peek in. Flarich holding off a pretty off angle here. He might just be able to find a couple players coming his way. There's the flash coming in, and right now another one here for Prosto's Flarich, and he's able to get some kills here. That's very important right now for Prosto. We can see that he single-handedly has been able to stop this push, but as we can see, Def is there to help him out. They suddenly fall apart, and the Nemiga guys wouldn't be too surprised if they would have just considered pushing forward on the A bomb side. But look at how smart they're playing. They're not going to be going back on the A side. They're in fact going back towards B, and Yakinder, he should be able to spot out or not. He won't be able to see a single player there as Robo gets the better of him, and Yeah, 20 seconds remaining. This just has to be pushed here on the B bomb, so they have to commit here, Nemiga. Ivan in the middle still finds the kill on MBS, and this is looking, like I said, a pretty good round here for Nemiga, as they will be able to plant the bomb. As Ivan in this position, does he really want to try to go for this clutch, buddy? Oh, yeah, he thought this is actually an A bomb site hit, so that was pretty smart here for Nemiga. I'm not really sure which player decided to push up short. Was it Yo? Can't really be certain if that was Yo, but Ivan begins to think, okay, I killed the short guy, so there's a very high possibility that maybe the remaining Nemiga players have decided to go back towards the A side through long, and, well, Ivan gets bamboozled. This means that Nemiga will have 8 rounds here on the terrorist side. Yeah, well, that's pretty much the case here, especially once you've lost like 5 rounds in a row, like the guys at Prosto have. You pretty much have to be saving those weapons, because when you have reached maximum losing money bonus, which is $3,400, imagine if you're constantly able to save like 2, or it would be possibly even 3 rifles every single time you go for the save. You just would be able to constantly force buy, constantly making those force buys. In this case, for Prost, the biggest problem is that, yes, they have been able to keep maybe 1-2 rifles alive more often than not. It's just that even if you end up saving that 1-2 rifle, it's simply not enough to make a full force buy. Which is a bit of a shame here for the Prosto guys. What makes matters even worse is the fact that it's been primarily Nemiga finding the openings, except for this round. There's a Kinder finding a kill on Lollipop. So that's a pretty good opening here for Prosto. They can definitely use that to their advantage. As, ooh, this is quite interesting. We can see they're going back towards the middle. The 2 guys who ended up pushing B tunnels. MDS though has no idea about it, yet somehow survives it. Yo is there to help him out, and looks like there's some still crucial kills working out here for Prosto. It seems to be that Rumble alongside his teammate Yo. And looks like they will still try to go for this one. And Yo is able to win the fight against Ivan, which should be quite difficult. And yep, that's quite an easy shot for Ivan. He's just able to spot out the arm of Yo. It's all up to the likes of Rob to try to get this clutch in, and interestingly enough, they got no idea that he might just been on the A bomb site. Right now, Robo, oh, there's a couple of heads he has to find, and yes, this will be at least Prosto's 3rd round here on the map. But it's obviously still not looking too great here for the CT side. If anything, they want to acquire at least a couple more rounds there to make it a bit more competitive, because right now this just has been looking poor for Prosto. Pretty poor indeed. And imagine again, what a horrible situation it would be for Prosto if, say, they end up losing this round. That would pretty much spell disaster for the Prosto economy, as they would have to go for another eco. So at all costs, Prosto want to end up winning this round. Otherwise, this map is going to be going south pretty quickly. There seems to be a bit of a push here from the Nemiga guys towards short. As I'm not sure if they're going to be fully committed to this bomb site just yet. The Nemiga players still got themselves a decent amount of time to be working. It's just that they don't necessarily have the most amount of map presence. As in fact, the Prosto guys holding their ground. Most importantly, towards middle, there seems to be only one defender so far, Ivan. Finds the kill against Robo. It does look like, yeah, this will be an Nemiga push here through middle on the B bombs. So trying to get that split in. Wasn't probably gonna have to hurry up, as we can see that there's only 20 seconds remaining. Kenzo doing a very good job in the hole. There's a second kill for him, and suddenly this round becomes very doable for Prosto to be winning. There's 0 remaining. He gets flanked there by Flared, so that is such a clean round here for Prosto. They end up losing what, 22 HP in that round in total. That's just perfect here for Prosto. And we can see that timeout has been taken. I'm not really sure which team has decided. Oh, it is Nemiga. Okay, that's pretty interesting. The good thing here for Nemiga is that they got so much money to be working with here. Listen, this round, the upcoming round, if they end up losing it, yeah, they might have to face some economical issues. Oh no, this is actually the money they have remaining after making this force buy. So this is looking, yeah, this is looking pretty solid for Nemiga. If they end up losing this one, then yeah, in the next round they would still have a decent amount of money. Kenzor's got a pretty good angle there towards middle, but he's gonna back away, interestingly enough. Not really sure why he wouldn't consider to actually look towards middle alongside his buddy there, as there's really nothing happening on the B side. But it doesn't look like mid is where Nemiga want to go, at least for now, that is. You can seem to see that the majority of the players are stationed towards this short part of the map. But interestingly enough, I'm not sure if this will be a full commitment. This would be great here for Nemiga. If they end up pushing here the A bomb side, their flanking player in long, which is Hitmouse, could get something done here. But as we can see, that seems to be pretty much the case here. Nemiga just want to be pushing here on this A bomb site. Some great smoke grenades have been deployed, and yo, we'll be beginning to fight against Ivan. And this is where, oh no, Hitmouse does get found out by Flarage. That's such a crucial kill to be getting here for Flarage, as Nemiga, they're still going to be able to plant the bomb here, but their positions aren't the greatest here. If anything, they can only back away towards short, which means that they will have to be careful about short and long. And for now, Robo still finds the kill against Def. And if Robo almost gets the kill on Flarage here, that would be pretty good here for Nemiga. There we go, there's Robo with one more kill. It's all in the hands of Kenzor, and still with the P250 out, he wins the fight, oddly enough. Could go for more, and Kenzor wins the clutch. That's so massive for him. I don't know how Nemiga screwed that one up, but that's so great for Kenzor. 5 rounds for Prosto, and ridiculous stuff from him. Oh boy, gotta be hitting those shots. Who was it from Nemiga who had the Glock out and wasn't able to land the kill on Kenzor? That was just one shot from the Glock that was necessary. Now, boom, that's suddenly a round for Nemiga. And when you think about it, the Prosto guys had players coming in for long and also for CT. So even if there were individuals from short, they could have very easily spotted out the CT guys and killed them in that scenario. And yet, Nemiga, that was quite the big screw up. The Belarusian players definitely had themselves a pretty early lead here in the first half. I think it was something like 8-3, if my memory serves me right. But right about now, we can see the Prosto guys slowly but surely climbing back their way into contention this first half. Now, Kenzor still able to see the player, can't land the shot just yet. But it looks like Nemiga going to be keeping things pretty simple. Quite reminiscent of the previous round. It's just that this time, there are going to be 2 players coming in from the long position, 2 from short, so this push should be much more effective than the previous one. There's the smoke grenades being thrown out. Short guys have been stalled by some odd reason, and the long players falling as well. There's Ivan, who should be able to find a kill here, or it will be in fact Flarage getting the better of MDS. That's right about now, Nemiga. If they want to continue on pushing forward, they have to face so many players right now. They have to check every single angle, and it became such a chore here for the Belarusian squad. Lollipop alongside Bravo, still somehow holding off here, which is pretty interesting. Question is for how long, because the players are coming in there for ramp. Lollipop lines up the kill, or the fact that this is Robo, so Lollipop goes into work. There's the second kill from him, and right about now it's all up to Kenzer to try to get the clutch in, as suddenly he's left again in such a difficult predicament, and he can't pull it off. What a crucial 5v2 from Nemiga's Robo and Lollipop. Gotta be winning those ones if you're Prosto. You have got to be winning those ones. That's just insane how Nemiga were able to pull it off. Robo and Lollipop had nothing to work with, and yet somehow they come out on top. There's MDS. Not showing any fear in long, as he's pretty much single-handedly able to acquire long control here for the Nemiga players. But interestingly enough, we can see that Nemiga, even though they have acquired some map control here towards long, sure, we can see that Prosto aren't going to be too content with just holding the B site. They're going to be making their way here towards tunnel, and it looks like one of the Nemiga players, I can't really tell which one, is definitely hoping for that push to take place. Oh, it's a fat Lollipop. There you go. There's still kills working out here for Lollipop, as this push here pretty much means that Nemiga can just make their way into the B bomb site. There's a high chance there were only 2 defenders there, and with both the defenders being down, Nemiga can just regroup and hit the B bomb site, but that does not seem to be the case. They're just holding off there towards long, interestingly enough. They're maybe still waiting to see where on earth the Prosto guy is going to continue on pushing. MDS, first man in. Should be able to see a couple players here. At least it does see MDS there going down in CT. Flyers still very much surviving here on the bomb site here. It's just that a lot of these players coming his way, and he can't find a single kill. B seems to be it here for Nemiga. 10 rounds for them is looking likely here in the first half, and I would still say if you're Nemiga, you can be quite happy with the acquisition of 10 rounds here on the T side. Even though it looked like Prosto might just be able to pull off a comeback, we saw that they weren't able to do it. In fact, when you think about it, looks like Prosto have only won like 2 or 3. Yeah, I think it's only 2 gun rounds, because they win the first round, they win the consecutive round after that. Then the round where they started off their mini comeback with was a force fight where they only had the pistols and I think 1 sniper rifle to work with. So this has been, I would definitely say, quite good here for Nemiga, especially this being their own map pick. But this whole game can still take quite an interesting turn here if Prosto are able to win the pistol round. Let's see if they can succeed here. They have invested in a decent amount of utility, which you don't get to see too often from terrorist side teams, especially on a map like Dust2. There's actually a Robo finding the tag there in Ivan. Looks like somehow he just been able to land the headshot there with the USP. The way the Prosto players are positioning themselves, it looks like it will be just a push here on the A bomb side. This is pretty interesting though, that Yo has actually invested in the HE grenade. So he's just gonna wait for the perfect timing, but they're actually just dumping down towards CT spawn to try to get a better angle from some of these players. But we can see that Robo is somehow dancing around here right behind the barrel of the boxes there, and still somehow able to survive for as long as possible, though Prosto still able to take over the bomb site here. Yo finally goes down, but he still somehow finds 2 kills. Now we can see Lollipop is able to see the defuse get in his possession, so right now he can still try to go for this one. It will be quite difficult here for a young Lollipop, but still going to continue on moving forward. I think he realized the approx positions here for some of the Prosto players. He knows that there's one guy here at the bomb site, and it's quite difficult to be getting that kill on Ivan. We can see he's playing this one so well. Waits for his teammates and is able to get the last kill here. That will be the 6th round here for Prosto. And most importantly, they can continue on with their lead if they get this round here against Nemiga. Because Nemiga most probably will just have a full eco this round. A lot of utility expended here from the Prosto players. It does make a lot of sense. Even if you are going up against the pistols, You want to be using the smokes and the flashes and molotovs and whatnot you have in your advantage. Still like the fact, even though they are peeking out through part of the map, which is long, quite, say, far range distance combat, they still want to be taking no chances here against the Nemiga players, making sure they can flash them out of those angles. MDS? That's a pretty cruel way to be dying. I'm not sure why he didn't even decide to actually try to peek and get the kill. That's the whole point of that Molotov, to actually try to flush him out of position and wait for him to get the fight in. This was, yeah, Flash with only the last couple bullets of the MAC-10 still lands the kill on Robo, and it seems to be like a very good round here for the Prosto guys. Oh, did Yo actually land the shot there, I think? Ikinder? No, he still wins the fight against Yo. And like I said, this will be a 7th round here for Prosto, as pretty much anticipated. I do wonder how their approach is going to continue on moving forward, because now they will face the proper investment here from Nemiga. We can still see that the couple of SMGs will remain here for Prosto. That's quite an interesting replay to be taking. Flarage, how many bullets he had in his chamber? Yes, 2 it looked like. And still gets the kill on Robo. Oh, that's a pretty good flash, and yet even though the lollipop alongside his teammate gets fully blinded there by the one long flash, somehow they come out on top against Flarage. So that's a pretty good early frag here for the Nemiga players. Because even though, yes, they have made the investment here, we can see they're definitely struggling here on the utility department. There's only, well, 1 smoke grenade, 2 flashes, and not a single bit of the fuse kits. This will make things pretty difficult here for the Nemiga players to continue on holding on. Simple by getting the frags, but if they can just get the frags, that could be enough to be winning the round. You can see that Hitmouse is going to be seeing a lot of players coming his way. He doesn't anticipate that the CT push is taking place, but now he looks to it and gets 1 second kill for Hitmouse. He's making it a very good hold here for the CTs. As we can see, the bomb will probably go down here. Lollipop very close to actually landing the shot, but simply not good enough to get that kill. I do like this from MDS. He's not going to be pushing short just yet. Waiting for his teammates to come into play there towards long. MDS wins the fight against Kenzor. There's Yo coming out on top as well. And a round for Nemiga. No damage exchange so far between the two teams. Oh, there we go. There's actually Ivan hitting the shot on Robo. Just as I was talking about it. Robo right now. Still gotta be holding off there towards middle doors, but like I said, I mean, you gotta be very careful holding off that position because it could be very easily Molotov by just throwing down a simple Molotov between the gap there. And yet he still holds it, interestingly enough. It does have his teammates back, teammate Yo backing up, so I guess it's not too bad. But I do wonder if we're Prosto gonna move on after this sort of default they've set up here. Because yes, they definitely have presence here towards middle, but will they actually exercise this presence? Looks like they will. We can see that the Prosto guys slowly but surely are actually grouping up here towards short. Interestingly enough, there's only one player here from the Nemiga actually holding off the bomb site. And in fact, the push from CT as well as short. So Lollipop gonna have to do a lot of work here. He does find the 1 kill. Oh, there's finally Yo actually peeking in there for CT. Might just be able to get something done here, but I don't think he's gonna be going for any jump spots with that AUG of his. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but Here right now. Oh, good flash from one of his teammates. Good timing as well here for the Nemiga players. We can still see that Prost are able to come out on top of these trades. It's a 3-on-2 scenario. Hitmouse knows that he has to face a flanking player as well, which makes his time so much harder here. Oh, yeah, can't be winning the fight against Flash though. MDS trying to give it his best Kukli impression, but yeah, it looks like he's just gonna have to get back here and save his gun, MDS. Which, by the look of it, should be able to succeed in flying colors, as not a single Prosto player is trying to hunt him down. And yeah, it is kind of important to note that Nemiga, in fact, their economy has been reset, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see if they actually try to go for the force fight here and then try to go for the eco next. But it would also make sense, yeah, just try to go for the eco here, because yo, he's got $1,800, which isn't too bad. So next round, probably he might have to go with a pistol, but the rest of the guys, they can definitely continue on playing with the rifles. Ooh, pretty good nade there from lower tunnels. But I do like this, what Nemiga are doing right here. They have one player on the rifle, that is of course MDS. So I want to allow him to try to get as many openings as possible with that AK-47 of his. If he ends up dying with that AK, then the good thing is that one of his teammates can still pick up the rifle and give it their best shot. Looks like the Prosto players are grouping up here towards short, and looks like it will be just a push here on the A bomb side. To keep things pretty simple, you don't really have to be overthinking it around like this, but still want to be quite careful. That's one quality you have to be using if you're a terrorist team. There we can see the remaining Nemiga players not going to be trying to go for these frags wherever they can find them. And Kenzor, he will be able to see a player, but it's a bit too late. And the remaining Nemiga players, there's nothing really they can do at this point. Rob and Yo just going to go down here for the AK-47s, it looks like. Though Yo is stickling in the smoke. Maybe by sticking in that smoke grenade, he could still find something here for the team, but it's going to fade very quickly. He's going to be surrounded by these team players, and he still somehow wins one of these fights. But yes, don't worry here, Prosto fans. Your team has got one more round here on the board. It's going to be 9 rounds here for Prosto. And Nemiga, yeah, looks like they're going to have to face some stiffer opposition here on the terror side in comparison to the CT. Because on the CT side, yeah, it was pretty much a breeze here for Nemiga. But over here on the T side, it's looking a bit more competitive. And nice try, Robo, but I think Ivan had his idea. This seems to be quite a quicker round here for Prosto than we're really used to. As they're making pushes here, not only towards short, but also they had an interesting push here towards long, which didn't succeed. There's a lot of flashes being deployed, and it looks like Rob is going to have to get out of there and try to avoid any early confrontation. Which does mean that terrorists have got full short control as well as boss control, with that being said. I'm almost certain Nemiga going to continue on making this push happen, though. You can see that Prosto are doing a very good job on their utility usage. They still have one smoke grenade remaining in the hands of Yakinder. So I do wonder where is he actually going to be deploying it. If towards short, then yeah, Nemiga are going to have themselves quite a difficult time, especially knowing that MDS, oh, in fact, Robo as well does have the fuse kit, but coming in here for Lucidi is such a difficult task for the Nemiga players. Right about now, it's all in the hands of Lollipop. Kenzer finds the kill. And there's one more round for Prosto on the board. Most importantly, they have yet again reset the economy for the Belarusians. So you can see that Prosto should be able to have an easy game. Well, Not an easy game necessarily, an easy round in this scenario, where they should be able to overwhelm the Nemiga players, as well as tie up the scoreline. Oh, that seems to be quite an uncommon push here from the Nemiga. Making a push all the way for short and top mid. They're trying to get something done here. I do respect that, but we can see that there's, okay, one frag working out here for Robo, which isn't too bad. But yeah, Kinder looks like he's going to be able to get the better of Robo. That's the AK being dropped, less importantly as well. Don't want to be allowing your opponents to be saving any weapons at this point. But I'm not really sure how aware will Kinder be about a certain hit mouse, and yes, he is in fact very aware. So it all leaves into the hands of Lollipop with that deal if it's try to get the clutch in, but we can definitely make a bold statement here that he's not going to be able to find any success, and yes, there's the kill for Ivan, and most importantly, it is 11-11, a scoreline that has been tied up, and if anyone's going to be feeling the pressure, it has to be the likes of Nemiga. They had such a good early start, and they've pretty much blown it all away at this point. They've gotten, what, yeah, only one round here on the CD side so far. That was the gun round. So they still have one more chance to acquire a proper gun round. But imagine if they end up losing this one. This is where things do get tricky for Nemiga. As the second half, as y'all can see, is definitely coming to a close. Oh, that's a good kill here for Yo. Surprised to see that Kenzer just tries to take the straight up one-on-one aim duel. Not really sure why he doesn't want to use every single advantage he's got in his book. Like, say, his teammates, utility as well. It is pretty interesting. Robo, though, holding off quite an important angle here for the Nemiga players, as he's the only guy looking towards short, and the good thing is that, yes, at the very least he can back away by just jumping down CT. But this does mean that both teams will now know that there's definitely some T's there in the short position. Robo doesn't want to be giving up short that easily, apparently. He'll try to get some shots here for the smoke, but he can't succeed. Looks like it's about time here for Prosto. Gotta try to pull off a bit of a fake here towards the A bomb site, because you can see that the bomb is very much there in the tunnels. So it looks like with that utility being deployed, there's one man jumping down CT, so he can actually try to find some kills here, but right about now, it's all going to come down to the Nemiga players having a solid hold here on the bomb site. So far, so good here for the Belarusians. We can see that Ivan has been able to find against the kill against Yo, and MDS somehow finds free. This is looking horrible right now for Prosto, as Ivan at least gets the kill on MDS, but it's a bit too late. We can see there's so many Nemiga players here, and that seems to be about it. Ivan should be able to save that AWP of his, but what a solid round for Nemiga. Quite the solid one indeed. But that was so weird. I mean, the Prosto guys, they still had a decent amount of time to actually enter the bomb site. And I'm not really sure why they didn't want to wait for the guy that was in tunnels to make his way, that they could both just gang up on Lonesome MDS and get that easy kill. Interesting stuff. MDS, I mean, this is just well done by him. Those last two kills in particular, that is quite ridiculous. Where will the Prosto players try to assert their control at this point in the map? The good thing for them is that they did find the initial kill on Yo, but they haven't decided to go for any sort of wacky push on one of the bomb sites just yet. In fact, they're playing this one very safe. They have a couple players stationed towards short. The bomb carrier seems to be making his way towards long alongside the other teammates here for Prosto. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this is going to be just a simple A split here, but they have to clear the position here of Hitmouse, and oddly enough, they still haven't done it, and Hitmouse alongside Rubble able to have such a good crossfire here. They can't get out here out of long doors, and you know, the guys are making progress here on short. Genzo still wins the fight against Robo. This is looking pretty difficult right now for Prosto. There's still enough time to actually plant the bomb here on the bomb side, don't get me wrong. It's just that once they get here on the bomb side, how on earth are they going to be able to pull off this hole? Because Hitmouse, he's very quick here, and as for down to flash grenade, does he expect the player there? Now he does, as Def loses the fight. And this is now a difficult scenario for Kenzer. Left in a 1-on-3, 12 HP for him, and then his players coming in from all angles. And most importantly, this will be a round here for Nemiga. As you can see, slowly but surely, they're trying to make a bit of a comeback happen here on the CD side. They will now have 2 rounds in a row being acquired in quick succession. And we can see that finally the Prosto economy is running lower and lower. Right about now, this is probably going to be the last proper investment they can have here if they don't end up winning the upcoming round. And looks like we are seeing a timeout being taken. Not really sure which team has decided to take the timeout, but I would probably make the bet that it's probably Prosto taking the timeout. Wanted to discuss their approach here, the latter stages of the second half, because at one point, I mean, it did look very solid for them that they might just be able to run away with this matchup, but for now, they've dug themselves deep here in the trenches, so it's not going to be as easy as they might have anticipated to be. They just simply run over against a team like Nemiga. Because when you think about it, I mean, the likes of Nemiga, they have to be one of the... Alright, gotta be very careful about my wording. We obviously know that a team like Navi are the best team of the CIS region, but when you think about like these other teams, who can be like second, third, you obviously have the likes of Gambit coming into play, but I would be making the bet here that Nemiga, they definitely deserve a possibility to be like the top 5 CIS teams, like, you know, the 5th one, but still they have been able to show us some pretty good performances in the online leagues and whatnot. But a team like Flipside being out of contention, I mean, it is quite interesting when you think about it. What are like the top 5 CIS teams? There seems to be a pretty good push here from the Prosto guys. They haven't really cleared out the position here of MDS, as he should be able to find some crucial kills right now. MDS, well done by him yet again on the bomb side. But of course now Nemiga will try to prompt here to go for the retake. Interestingly enough, he will have 2 of their players coming in for the tunnels. So it looks like Lollipop is going to be delayed by his own teammates here. And in fact, there's still a couple of smokes remaining here. Def finds the kill on Lollipop. And of course, if anything, Def will be able to telegraph that there's not a single player here right by the B outskirts. And Hitmouse and Farabo, if they want to try to go for this one, this will be quite difficult. Nope. So they don't want to try to go for it one. They just want to try to hold this one down. Hold on to their weapons here. As we can see, not only Prosto are going to be suffering some economical difficulties in these latter stages of the second half, it might just be Nemiga themselves. It is a good thing though, the 2 rifles now being saved, they will be able to have a pretty decent purchase here. I mean, Lollipop has got 6k, same goes for MDS. And it looks like it's going to be pretty solid here. I guess MDS, yep, it's going to be MDS. Like that second kill was quite crucial to get the spray transfer on him. Oh, Robo might just be able to see Lonesome Flourish there sitting on top of the Merc. And yep, they see him and they get the kill on Flourish as well. We're going to pick up here for Nemiga. Of course, with that kill not being acquired, they don't even have to continue on holding too aggressively towards long. In fact, just gonna have only one player there, which I do believe is Robo with that sniper rifle of his. Or actually, no, Robo's gonna be playing here on the A sides. So I wonder who's actually holding off towards long. Looks like the Prosto guys not gonna be wasting too much time here in this round, as they're grouping up here towards this B bomb. So they gotta make this push happen here. So they'll have a couple of flashes to actually deter Yo from peeking, but in fact, no flashes being deployed. They finally come in. It's a bit too late. Yo still finds one more kill, and in fact, he can find him, finally take him down, but I'm interested to see if they can continue on pushing forward. They still have some of those smoke grenades remaining. Ivan gets hit, I think, by the 8th OP of Robo, so that's a pretty good pickup. As we can see, Ivan alongside Kenzer can have quite a difficult hold here. The good thing that's working out here for Prosto is obviously the fact that they still have some utility remaining. There's one being thrown out, one smoke grenade. Kenzer at a pretty good angle finds the kill on Lollipop. If he somehow comes out on top with one more kill, it's gonna be looking so good here for Prosto. But right about now, it's looking pretty much it here for Ivan. So low in HP and a lot of players he has to deal with. There's really nothing he can do at that point, and this does mean that Nemiga will now secure themselves 14 rounds here. And one thing I would love to see is how's the economy doing here for Prosto, because it shouldn't be looking hot. And yep, it's simply not looking too great for them. I think if anything, Prosto have to go for the force buy here. Yes, that's definitely the case. But yeah, we can see Galil's coming out. Yakinder with the Deagle. I think Ivan, he might have been dropped Nadal P. That was definitely a possibility, which would make a lot of sense. I'm not really sure if they actually decided to go for it. A tactical pause being taken here by Prosto. Again, probably being called out by their coach, Zech9. Maybe you have to read it in like the Slavic language, in which the C, okay, the C is like a C, the E is like an E, and I think the H in the Slavic letters is like an N. So is it 10, 9? Nah, forget it, folks. I don't trust my Russian language skills. I don't have them. So, if anything, maybe some of you guys can actually give me some advice in that regard. How to call the man. I want to say maybe Lollipop is going to be having some early confrontation here in middle, but in fact it's Yo finding the kill on Kenzor. And Def doesn't really want to try to go on this mid push, especially with him not having a teammate to back him up. Alright, now he has someone to back him up. I think that's actually Ivan looking down with that AWP of his. You can see that Proster definitely struggling to find any entry frags in this moment. Most importantly, the Prosto guys don't seem to be too assertive in what they actually want to try to accomplish here. But it looks like things are maybe still trying to find some openings here, but we can see that Nemiga aren't going to be giving them any so far. Unless they can sometime get them out of position. There's the one CT smoke, a flash being deployed, so Yoki is pretty much out of this round entirely. So this is a good round right now for Prosto if they can overwhelm MDS, which is looking very likely, but MDS still able to do so much work here with that rifle of his. Right now he should go down here with the remaining, yes, Prosto players. So this is looking not too shabby here for Prosto, but they're still somehow down to a 2-on-2 scenario. Lollipop got his running shoes on. I'm gonna make sure to make that push here towards the tunnels as soon as possible. Almost certain, if anything possible, definitely anticipate the player to come out of the tunnels, but there's really no one looking towards his position. Oh, there you go. There's Yakinder looking towards him. Flash grenade being deployed, trying to win the fight against Lollipop is so difficult, and yet it seems to be Yakinder alongside Flash find the kill, and Yakinder will get the last kill as well. So there's the round here for Prosto, and most importantly, they've kind of reset the economy of Nemiga. That is pretty crucial right now for Prosto, as the Belarusians he probably will have to give this round away in order to make an investment on that 29th round. So far, even though it started off as a pretty, I'd say pretty easy game for Nemiga, I think they did had an 8-2 scoreline at one point. You can definitely see that these past couple of rounds, they have been neck and neck. Well, this is looking like an easy round from Prosto. They decided to make a push here into the B bomb site slightly without giving up any information. Right now, as that smoke grenade being deployed and that Molotov and window is thrown out, it is pretty obvious where Prosto have decided to make their way, but up until that point, of course, Nemiga had no idea where the Ukrainian squad alongside the two Latvians, is going to be heading. Right now, it's just going to be, oh man, this is going to be so difficult for Nemiga to be finding kills, and yet they're actually finding some, somehow, even though they're all coming in through the door in Nemiga. That is so cool. How were they able to find those kills there? It's unbelievable. As Prosto, yes, they're still able to win the round, but you can see that it wasn't the most easiest of ones for Prosto. The matchup now being at 14-14. I can conclude that it's going to the wire. Oh, yo, finds the kill on Ivan. Pretty early on here. So now, of course, if anything, Prosto do realize the positioning of at least one of these sniper rifles here for Nemiga. So I'm not really sure if you're Prosto, you want to be making your way on this B bomb site, but it's going to be such a difficult defensive to crack open. But it kind of looks like they're still flirting with ideas. They're still very much there in the tunnels area. There's one smoke grenade to block off the vision here from Yo, but this is actually pretty smart. That's his teammate, MDS, going to be playing a bit closer here towards the tunnels. But like I said, it's still not very certain where the Prosto guy is going to be moving forward. Maybe towards A right now, as we can see, that's where the majority of the players are heading at. They got the bomb there as well. And even though they might have evaded Yo's sniper rifle, there's Robo very much stationed here on this bomb site. There's going to be a lot of players coming his way. He still hasn't been able to spot a single one of them. As they're getting ever so close to Robo, he has to fire off the shot and he can get the kill. There's Flarich finding the kill on Robo. Right about now, there's Lonesome Holiday pop here in the side. He goes down. And this is looking splendid right now for Prosto. They can definitely, with the scenario they're in right now, actually get themselves around. He win, and as you can see, the Nemiga guys, looks like they just want to try to save their guns here. Yo, Hitmouse, and MDS. Like, this is going to be quite a difficult clutch, which looks like they still want to try to go for it. Yo, not able to connect the shot. Hitmouse landing one, but it's not looking too good here for Yo. And yes, there we go. There's Prosto with 15 rounds here in Nemiga. That was so weird in the end. What was going on there? Okay, sure. Robo ends up going down. Lollipop as well. If you're an Nemiga, please save your guns there. You got 3 players surviving, which they can very easily save their guns here and still have a proper investment in the next round, at least for them having the rifles. But here, right now, what they've got 4 MP9s and 157 in the hands of Robo. So this could be a very quick cleanup here for Prosto. Of course, if they end up winning Dust2, the second map will be Nuke, which is the map pick of Prosto. So let's see how much success Nemiga can find on a map like Nuke. Which I think I remember that Nemiga have got around 33% win ratio on a map like Nuke. And Prosto, even though this will be their own map pick, they have like 0. which is a bit of a shame. But if they are picking a map like Nuke, they definitely have something up their sleeves. Let's see, Lollipop. Yep, that's quite difficult to get anything done here against Ivan. On some Robo still on the bomb side here. Maybe you can get something done, but it's obviously not looking too great. Yeah, and you can even see Def is just anticipating for a player to be up close to that smoke so he can find a kill. Once the smoke ends up fading, there should be another kill here for Def. And the Prosto guys, looks like they just want to commit here to the bomb site. Oh, there's Robo still finding a kill on Def, interestingly enough. But we can see the remaining Prosto players gonna group up, try to hit this bomb site. They still have to face the likes of Hitmouse on the bomb site, but he's finding some kills with an MP9 of his. And suddenly we're down to the 1-on-2. It's all up to MDS, and it doesn't look like they anticipate his position. Flyer's looking towards him. He needs to find a kill, which he does not. And right now, MDS, he's got the op out. He can win this fight against Ivan, but the Molotov will, of course, force him out of position. And I'm not really sure if MDS realizes how low Ivan is, in fact. Looks like he does as he pulls out the MP9 and MDS right now. Oh man, this is looking pretty good right now for Ivan. As he's stationed here, he sees the headshot angle, but of course MDS one bullet from the MP9 and he wins the clutch. Right now, MDS gonna jump down. He needs to find this one as soon as possible, and Ivan didn't even think that was a possibility. I think MDS has, and he sure has enough time to get the defuse in as he pulls up the defuse kit, and there's of course now 15 rounds for Nemiga. That was a peculiar round, I must admit. Looks like we are going to be going the distance. 15-15. Not really sure which team is going to be able to come out on top here in overtime, as, I mean, that round in particular is just, that was just so close. It could have been anyone's game, and looks like we're still going to have to find out which team can come out on top. If anything, that was another like soul-crushing loss there for the likes of Prosto, because they had everything working out for them going into that bomb site push, and yet somehow they pull it off, Nemiga. Well, this is interestingly not going anywhere. I'm not really sure what's the holdup at this point, but I do hope it's not that some sort of scenario like one team might have to play, say, a different official right now. Might just give a quick glance on HL3. How's that looking? Nope. That doesn't seem to be the case, so I really got no clue what's the holdup. Should be able to continue on with this matchup. Maybe it's in fact some sort of tech issues on for one of the players. I can see though that the pings are pretty good, so it's definitely not an internet issue. So what could be it? Maybe it's also the coaches giving some motivation right now for both the teams because they can definitely use it. Oh, okay. Not really sure how Ivan didn't spot out Robo there, but Robo sure did. So this is a pretty good opening here for Nemiga, as we can see. Yeah, Prosto looks like they want to try to push on forward towards this long area, but as we can see, Flarich and Def have been softened up by that single grenade there. It is important to note that I'd say one of the main reasons why Nemiga has been losing so many rounds has got to be the fact that they just had such a big lack of money. But here in overtime, you can see that they have money for days, and I'm not sure how Hitmouse, as his name might imply, didn't get that kill on Flarich as right about now. There's the Molotovs running in. They know the positioning here of Hitmouse, and I'm not sure if he should be able to survive this one, and he will not. Yo alongside MDS have made their way back to the A bomb site, but yeah, this is just falling apart here for Nemiga, isn't it? As I'm not really sure what was the main turnaround in this round, but we can see that Prosto have finally got themselves a good opportunity here and a very good first overtime round. The very first one will be, of course, like I said, going in favor here of Prosto. And even though Yo doesn't necessarily have to go for the save here, for a sniper rifle, it's still not that bad of an idea. Oh, yep, I think Def should be able to get this kill. The last bullet will get the job done. That was pretty well done by Def. As we can see, the Nemiga players, because in overtime, I think it is 16k overtime, isn't it? MR3 16k, so you have money for days, literally. So you don't necessarily have to be going for saves, and you can be going for investments like this. Prosto and, no, both Prosto and Nemiga have decided to go for double op setups early on here. Flarich won't be able to get the kill just yet, and we'll have to go back to the AK-47 of this. Oh! Oh, that's gotta hurt for Robo because Kenzer still somehow finds the kill. And at this point, it's looking pretty good here for Prosto, even though I did say that I'm probably gonna be quite heartbroken heading into this overtime, but somehow they're still finding the kills necessary. It doesn't look like they have been shook at all. Maybe the first round still looked quite uneasy for them, but here it's looking perfect. There's the first kill working out there for Kenzor. I wouldn't be too surprised if they can actually find a couple more, because Hitmouse is the only guy here, and it looks like he's waiting for a flash to come in, but there's no such flash. And right now, there's Prosto finding all the kills necessary to continue on moving forward on this A bomb site. Kinder alongside Ivan doing a pretty good job there in short. It looks like MDS and Yo will just try to go for the retake here if possible, which of course you have to go. You still have a decent amount of money, so money definitely not the issue. It's just the question comes down to whether you can find the kills. It shouldn't be too easy, and in fact pretty much impossible there for Yo. MDS standing at the flames, but it can't get anything done by the looks of things. So it seems to be yet another round here for Prosto, as well, Ivan trying to get some style points in there, but don't tell me this somehow allows MDS to get that clutch in. Yes, at least Kinder ends the madness. Thank you, sir. And yes, there's the 17th round for Prosto. One more round remaining here, the first half of overtime. And as we can see, still Nemiga got a decent amount of money to invest, and back to the 2 sniper rifles it seems like. We'll see how it's going to work out here for the Belarusians. I'm quite surprised to see that a team like Prosto didn't decide to go for like 5 auto snipers being purchased just to rain down hail in middle. It looks like it doesn't seem to be necessary, as Flyers is able to do all the work here in long. Right about now, there's only Lonesome Robble holding things down here on the A side, which the good thing is it does have his teammate MDS backing him up, but so it's not going to be looking too good here for Nemiga. As right about now, Robble looks like he will have a pretty good angle here. So he might just be able to get something done here, but the Prosto guys deploying the smoke grenades, just going to continue on moving forward. Robble got to be quite careful because he has no idea if there's a player coming in from short. He's got so much focus here towards long, and Robble, in fact, Yo able to find kills. So this may not be the end here for Nemiga as they might have hoped for. They can see the pro on the back of them, Prosto in fact, on the back of them losing those fights in long, and in fact, Yo, I think he might just be able to kill the flanking player, so Prosto right now probably aware that they have been encircled by the Nemiga players. So it kind of looks like that at this point they're just going to continue on moving forward. They don't have any smoke grenades to block off the vision here of MDS, but timing could be on point. Is it? No, they're not peeking just yet. Right now, there's the Molotovs coming through, and MDS still has a pretty good angle here. And some of these guys, there's 2 of him going down, and there's Robble getting the kill. Interestingly enough, that early 5-on-3 will still be working out here for Nemiga. It's going to be the 16th round for them, and still 17 for Prosto. Which, I will say this, the terrorist side of Prosto still look better than the CT side, so I wonder how well can they actually fare against Nemiga on the CT side of Dust2. So of course, guys, for those who are tuning in, this is the StarSeries Season 7 European Qualifiers being played out, Prosto going up against Nemiga. The winner of this matchup will be Deter, which the first team to hit 19. So far, we can see that Prosto are only 2 rounds away from reaching their goal, whereas Nemiga, if they still want to secure themselves the victory here on the first map, it would still be 3 more rounds they have to win. Most importantly, 3 rounds in a row. Ooh, there's some early engagement there. They really think to see Kenzer somehow wins the fight against Robble with the sniper rifle, most importantly. So this is still some pretty even trades here. Still can't really be too certain where Nemiga are actually going to be heading over towards one of these bomb sites. In fact, one thing they could still very easily try to pull off is, of course, a split, which is definitely a possibility. Though, of course, if you're going to be going off towards long, there's one player you have to face, and Flyerch has been a pretty good fragger here for the Prosto side, as the stats tend to imply. Oh, they are shifting their way towards middle here as well, so Nemiga, right about now, they're attacking 3 different parts of the map at the same time, and Flyerch, if he were to make this kill, this could be all the difference here, but Nemiga, they're actually going to continue on moving forward on this B side. There's only one defender here. Def ends up dropping the palm carrier. That's such a massive kill because right now there's very little time to work it here for the Nemiga players. 4 seconds. And even though they do recover the bomb, yeah, there's really nothing they can do at this point. There's Prosto now with 18 rounds here. And of course, one more round for them and they end up securing victory here on their own map pick. Yeah, there's just definitely some early damage exchange between the 2 teams, but nothing of great significance. Even though Kenzer is only like 20 points of health, even him having the sniper rifle, He still could have got something done, but he ends up dying here to the hands of MDS. And looks like this will prompt the Nemiga players to actually continue on pushing forward. However, they don't have the bomb in their possession, so it does mean that Dev somehow free kills for him. With that being said, Nemiga, they still have to recover the bomb if they want to end up pushing one of these bomb sites. I'm quite surprised to see if anyone was able to step up that it is in fact Dev, which honestly has been having quite a difficult affair these past couple rounds, and in fact this first map in general. It does look like with the bomb now being in the possession here of Nemiga, just going to continue on pushing on this A-bomb site. Really no one to oppose them just yet, as Lollipop will be planting the bomb here towards short. The Prosto guys, I think both of them are stationed in CT, one of them towards long, and it doesn't look like Rob is going to be taking too much attention for it. He will, but it's a bit too late. He will see the players, he can't land up the shot. Lollipop is there to help him out. Of course, with the bomb being planted there towards short, it's still pretty good right now for Nemiga. It's all down to Lollipop and try to get this clutch against Flaherty. He has no idea about his positioning, but Flaherty sure does. And this does mean this will be another round here for Prosto, and most importantly, a victory here for them on their first map, and of course their own map.